Goldman Sachs says it expects the price of average Brent oil to hover around $100 a barrel this month and $85 in April, citing a further disruption of the Strait of Hormuz may see its fourth quarter average Brent price estimated at about $93 a barrel. Meanwhile, Nigeria's crude oil production fell to 1.31 million barrels per day in the month of February. Oyeyemi Oke, partner at AO2 Law, joins me now to unpack these stories. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today, Mr. Oke. Now, from a legal and contractual perspective, how exposed are Nigerian oil producers at this point to, say, for example, force majeure, disputes, shipping disruptions, or supply contractual breaches if this crisis escalates further?
So I don't think that maybe Nigerian producers may be exposed, considering that the war is not directly linked to maybe the Gulf of Guinea, where Nigeria actually trades from or exports crude from, right? So issues around declaration of force majeure, right, would not apply. It would apply to areas that have been badly affected by the war, the likes of Iraq, Oman, Bahrain, that have declared force majeure with regards to some of their operations. So we do not see issues around force majeure applying to Nigerian producers. Now, what do we see? There's a possibility that you may see issues around pressure with regards to Nigerian producers producing more, perhaps, than what maybe they may have planned for, because of the fact that there is a limitation of supply as a result of the ongoing war. It's a good thing, right, considering that there's a potential of increase in revenues for those producers. But you know that increase in production is not something that can be done overnight, so it takes a bit of time. So perhaps maybe producers that have surplus production, right, may be able to easily take advantage of the price differential as today. But I don't think there are immediate negative issues with regards to the war affecting producers.
Okay, but talking about impact still, would you say Nigeria is missing the oil windfall? And when we're looking at price range, do you align with this forecast we have from Goldman Sachs?
Well, I think the forecast for Goldman Sachs has a bit of, so obviously, like any other forecast, there are certain assumptions, right, based on the forecast, and it also assumes that if the closure of the Strait of Hormuz continues, right, we can see there's a likelihood that the oil prices would increase. The forecast by Goldman Sachs says that it's going to be, the pricing will be around $100 for the month of March. Averagely, which may not necessarily, be wrong, considering what has happened in the last 1 week. On Monday, we saw the price go as high as $119 per barrel. After the announcement by the President of the United States on the likelihood of the war ending soon, we saw a dip in terms of pricing to about $97. And as of this morning, the pricing is about $95. So there's a likelihood that we may close the month, right, at about $100 average for the month. However, I don't think it's in the interest of the world, right, to see the prices continue to hover beyond $100. So what it means is that there has to be quick resolutions with regards to what happens in the Strait of Hormuz as to the passage of tankers along that transportation route.
Okay. And gradually wrapping up the conversation, let's also talk about legal safeguards and opportunities we need to have in place, incentives, especially when we are looking at investments like the Bonga deepwater project. And I would also like to bring this into the mix. Companies like Seplat also going aggressive with drilling in terms of upstream expansion and then structural constraints. How do we move forward to ensure that we can quickly scale?
So I think the FID with regards to Bonga, as announced by the NNPC, for about $20 billion investment, I think it's a good thing. That particular project, as stalled, the The project has stalled for, I think, since about 2008, right, as a result of a lack of FID. So I think the decision by the Nigerian government to make, to do the FID, right, is a step in the right direction. It would add about 150,000 barrels per day in terms of the production level when the project comes on stream. So it's a good thing. Also on the separate side, as you have mentioned, there's a plan to drill 17 wells. I think 14 out of the 17 offshore wells. What it also means is that there will be expansion of 2P reserves, right, when also these wells come on stream, right? Apart from that, I think from a social perspective, jobs will be created. If you have drilling activities going on, what it means is that drilling companies will be engaged for drilling contracts. The drilling contractors would also engage service contractors to supply drilling fluids, to provide manpower services. So I think net with regards to contribution to the economy, I think both the decision by the NNPC of FID, right, on Bonga, and also the decision by Seplat, I think it's a huge indication with regards to investor confidence in Nigeria.
Thank you so much, Mr. Oke, for your time. That was Oyeyemi Oke, partner at AO2 Law.